बहुत अच्छा उसका बंदोबस्त कर दिया है।
Sorry we were interrupted. They're pilgrims. They come from many places, some from quite far distances. What has brought you here, my son?
I've come to learn. Ever since the war, I've been searching for something. Something that I've not been able to put into words. I've been told that from you I might find guidance.
God is the only guide. But perhaps if we talk, he may show me a way to help you.
To my friends, I'm a loafer afraid of responsibilities. I can't even make those I love understand what I'm after.
The very fact that you've taken the time to come this great distance in search of knowledge proves that you're not afraid of responsibilities. Even to admit that you want to learn is in itself courageous.
I've studied, I've traveled, I've read everything I could get my hands on, and nothing seems to satisfy me. Oh, like everyone else, I want to succeed, I want to improve, but not necessarily in the terms of what the world calls success. Somehow I've lost confidence in the accepted values. I try to get excited at the prospect of settling down, minding my own business and making good, but it only increases my urge to move on. I know that if I do find what I'm looking for, it will be something that I can share with others. But how to find it and where?
All your restlessness and confusion are not unique, my son. The whole world is restless and confused. It will always be so. As long as men set their ideals on the wrong objects, there can be no real happiness until men learn that it comes from within themselves.
I know.
It is written that the wise man lives from within himself, which is from God, from within his own heart. This is the way of calmness, forbearance, compassion, selflessness, and everlasting peace.
That's not easy.
No. The road to salvation is difficult to pass over, as difficult as the sharp edge of a razor. But this much we know, and all religions teach it. There is in every one of us a spark of the infinite goodness which created us. And when we leave this earth, we are reunited with it, as a raindrop falling from heaven is at last reunited with the sea which gave it birth.
May I stay here with you?
Of course you may. Our life's very simple. There are books. We will talk together. You can even work in the fields if you wish. We Indians believe there are three roads that lead to God. One is the path of faith and worship. One is the path of good works performed for the love of God. And then there is a third path, which leads through knowledge to wisdom. You have chosen the way of knowledge. But you'll find in the end, my son, that the three paths are but one path. One of my students will show you where to sleep.
Thank you.
Well, are you ready to start on your pilgrimage?
Yes. I'll miss it here. I've been very happy.
We'll miss you too. But you got all you can get from books. time for you now to put the world behind you for a while. To isolate yourself completely from everything. Sometimes very strange things happen when you're in the mountains. Not a living soul within miles of you. Nothing above you but the sky and God.
What sort of things?
That, my son, depends on you. You'll find a little shelter up there at the very top. Go in, make yourself at home. After you've been there some time, perhaps I shall pay you a visit. Let me look at you. Yes, I see.
You were right. Something very strange did happen to me.
I know. Tell me.
It was just at that moment before night ends and day begins, when the whole world seems to tremble in the balance. Gradually, the light began to filter through the darkness, like some mysterious figure stealing through the trees. And then the first rays of the sun came up. The mountains, the mist caught in the treetops. I'd never before felt or seen anything like it.
I know. I come here often.
I felt that I'd been released from my body, that I was suspended in midair. That all the things that had been confused before suddenly became clear to me. I had a sense of knowledge more than human. I felt that I'd broken away and was free. I felt that if it lasted another minute, I'd die. And yet I was willing to die if I could just hold on to it, because for that one moment, I had the feeling that
you and God were one.
Yes. I'm sure I could stay here forever and never tire of it.
No, you must go back. You're now ready to go back. That's not necessary to leave the world, my son, but rather to live in the world and to love the objects of the world, not for themselves alone, but for what there is in them of God. Your place is with your own people. You, my son, are one of the fortunate ones. By the grace of God, it's been given you to see the infinite beauty of the world, which is only the reflection seen through a glass darkly of the beauty of God. that sense of joy, that vision of his beauty will remain with you fresh and vivid till the day of your death.